Hi everybody, welcome back for another video. Today's topic, as you saw, was everyday carry options, but there's one theme about this today is if it fits in your pocket, it carries. I'm not talking about holsters, I'm not talking about bags, I'm talking about small items that fit in your pocket. And there's one that you've seen me carry. This is mine. I carry the Saber Red, and I don't mind saying Saber Red because everyone knows this design. I'm not really telling you to buy specifically this brand, but I do think this is a highly reputable brand. There are other brands as well. I think if it's all about establishing a habit. If I put this on my keychain and I grab my keychain, I have to use it to drive in my car. I got this, it's hanging right there as I drive. And it's got a quick detach. So if I want to just detach it, it comes right off and you can reattach it. And so if I'm driving in the car and there's any situation, I can quickly disengage this and use it. It's in my pocket. If I have deep pockets, it really helps to have something like this on hand. This is probably the most effective thing that you can use in a close encounter situation when you're out and about in public and you can't carry a pepper ball launcher, you can't carry your TCP or anything larger. Sure, you could carry a Byrna and a holster, but not everybody wants to do that. I live in warm climates where I wear shorts and t-shirts all the time, and I'm not into carrying a firearm, and I'm not interested in carrying a pepper ball gun on me all the time. But there are times when I will throw it in the bag, like I've mentioned before. But this is a must. I think everyone should have this with them. Another thing I carry, and I'll show you, maybe I'll try to demonstrate it, but this is just a regular pen. This is not a tactical pen. I specifically don't buy the brand tactical pen because they look a little too tactical. But this is a real pen, and the company is called this is a Tornado model by Retro 1951. And it's a company that sells pens, but they make extremely durable pens. This is just really hard metal. You're not gonna break this. And it's completely out of ink, but it has such a point that is really sharp. And if I'm in the car, I will keep this in the car in one of the compartments. And if you're in the car, you can use a knife, and I'll show you a knife in a minute. My wife has a knife. My wife also has a personal alarm. These are things that I don't carry. But this, if someone's reaching in your car and you hit them, you can break bones very easily. You can break skin, and the person's hand is going to naturally pull away. If someone's trying to reach in at you and you're just hitting them, you're going to stop them. And this is obviously just a 2mm. It's not like a knife. You're not going to kill somebody, but you certainly will get their attention. And if you have to fight and you have this in your hand, it's a big help as well. So for daytime, if you had to get in any type of fight, this is an advantage for you. And also it's very nondescript, and it's not really a concern. It's not anything that's going to get flagged. Let's do a demo and try out a regular pen versus my semi-stealth tactical pen. Let's try the regular pen against a small piece of wood here. And let's see if there's any effect. What happens usually with a regular pen is this tip will just fall in. Let's see. Let's go right here. Yeah, so the end went in. So we'll try it a couple times. Same thing, end went in. Let's try it another time. End went in. Seems to be always the issue. So then what happens is you end up with essentially a blunt end. Now with this one, it seems to hold up very well, and it's sharp, pointed in. I'm going to do it. Same methods, same area. And you can see here, it went in that time. We got a hole. So the other hits were the other pin, and obviously you can see the one that was much more. We did 3 with the other one, and you can see those. And this one was the new one. So let's do 2 more. And it looks like it's still held up. Okay, 1 more. Okay. So I think you can tell you got the 3 hits that are lighter. Those are the ones that were from just a regular average pin. And then this one you can see the 3. You got 1 and 2 up here. And I think it's pretty apparent that there's a difference in the penetration of the wood. It was not enough to break the wood. It was not enough to penetrate to the other side. But you can see that because you have that sharp point that stays sharp, it makes a big difference. Now, I'm sure that some of these tactical pins may do even better. And I'm going to hit it like another time or two, as if this was someone's hand. And you can see that it's doing a pretty good job punching those holes in the wood. Now, this is tiny. This is only a small, pinpoint. But if you can imagine if this was your hand and you were getting these hits, or if you were getting hit, on bone. This skin is so thin, it's going to break bone if you hit anywhere on the hand. But it's quite reliable. And then I also have a tactical flashlight, which is a little more tactical. It has the beveled ends, and this one has a touchpad here, and it works really well. Even though here it's daytime, you can see it's lighting up. And so you don't have to spend a fortune on these. This one was probably $40 on Amazon, and it is just really well made. And if you have to hold this and you have to get in a fight, you also got the same situation. If it's nighttime or daytime, you can use this. And this is really bright, although it's really light in here right now. So here's exactly what you see with the flashlight at night. I'm going to do this very slow. This is in the dark. We're slowly giving it some light. Now you see a blast of light coming from the flashlight. This is on the turbo mode. And then it just gets dark, gets brighter and brighter. And this burst, you can see a figure there, which is my reflection in the mirror. But you can see how that just totally will destroy your night vision. That is just an amazing blast of light that you get from this. It's about 1,000 lumen. But inside your house, if you're in close quarters, this is enough. It's also going to bounce off the wall. It's going to be an issue for you as well. So you have to be able to learn how to use it wisely. But you can see that blast and that last, and then it's gone. So having one of these fits in my pocket. It's a little big. It's bigger than my wife's light that I'll show you in a minute. But I can easily carry these and this in my pockets. And I think having these types of options available is certainly really important in this day and age, that you have something available as an accessory tool to escalate the force, just enough to meet the force that's coming at you, or to give yourself some advantage in a fight, or just to scare someone enough, blind them enough that you can get away. I mean, you can blind them with the light, you can blind them with the pepper spray, you can swipe across their arms or their hands, and you just need to buy yourself time to get away. We're not trying to put someone down. We're not trying to put someone in the hospital. We're just simply trying to get away from a dangerous, unstable individual, someone who's looking for a fight, someone who's out to cause trouble. We're not talking about someone who has a lethal weapon, but we're talking about normal everyday situations. When you're in transitional spaces and parking lots, that's that's in a time when you're vulnerable, and having something like this in your hand at that time when you're going in and out of your car, something that I try to talk to my wife about a lot in terms of her awareness, situational awareness, and understanding her environment, and also people that are coming and going in those environments. You really have to be not looking at your cell phone, and you have to be, your head has to be up. You have to be paying attention, and that's like 95% of it. And a very well-aware person is probably not going to be a target. And so that alone is really your first line of defense, is just literally being head up and looking around, and people will see, oh, this is an alert person, this is not a target, and they'll move on to another more vulnerable person. Lethal options such as knives. This is a relatively small knife, Smith & Wesson. You're probably not going to do major damage with this, but it's a very capable EDC carry knife that could be quite useful in certain situations. There are places where having a knife might be an advantage. One would be inside of a car. In that situation, you're in a confined space. If someone comes up, they're trying to reach through the window, you can't move. You're forced to have a close encounter. In that case, pulling this out and swiping them across the arm a few times, I think they're going to go away. I don't think you're going to have any more problems. And I think having this in a car to defend yourself and in close quarters, that's basically what this is useful for. It's not really something that you're going to need outside of a car, in my opinion. There may be other situations where this is very useful. Then we have the Saber red pepper spray. We have an Olight SR2 baton. This is, of course, not your very tactical version, but this is my wife's light. And then we also have a generic Amazon type of personal alarm. These all have advantages and disadvantages. I really like the Saber pepper spray. This is not allowed in every state. There are some states that don't allow pepper spray. There are some states that have restrictions on the amount of pepper spray, and then others where you can use much bigger containers than this. So this is about the smallest, and it's a very effective formula. I have not personally tested it, but that's one way to go. And then a flashlight. Of course, you can have other more tactical looking versions, but this one is very bright in a tight package, and we like that. It's not really a keychain light, although she's got lots of keychains on here. And then there's a personal alarm, which I think is a great idea. Going to spend more time on these in the future. Just wanted to briefly go through these options and talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages.